Alright, so I'm going to try this again. Had a little technical difficulties with the first video. And I wanted to jump right in today with talking about deep down. So I'm reading Kyle Cease's book. I hope I screw this up. I attended his Evolving Out Loud event, and he just brought up a topic that I believe also correlates with what my viewpoints about intuition. So whenever we're in a stressful situation or we have moments where we're just like, like for example, you say, or like I was saying, you know, I'm feeling a little stressed out about my surgery, but deep down I know that everything's going to be okay. So Kyle's actually talking about what would happen if we actually reverse that and we just say, you know, deep down I know that everything's going to be just fine. Right now my mind is just worried or stressed about it, but I already know that everything's going to be fine. And so this made complete sense to me when I was reading that, because that is also how I view my intuition, and teaching others to connect to their intuition is that changing the deep down to your higher self or your intuition or your own personal GPS system, to me that allows you to be able to connect to the answers that you already know to be true inside of you, not inside of you, meaning your heart, not your mind. So your mind loves to take over and create all sorts of problems. You know, your brain is a problem solver, and you know, Kyle talks about this a lot too. But you know, your brain is a problem solver, and so in order for it to continue to run the show, so in order for your brain and your ego to continue to run the show, it has to come up with more problems so that it can solve it, so it can continue to have a job, and you won't let it fall by the wayside and be part of your old story. So you'll come up with, your brain will come up with problems with finances and relationships and jobs and physical well-being and all of these things, and all these worries, all these stresses, just so that it has the job of fixing a problem that it actually created. So sit with that for a minute. Your ego is creating problems so that it can continue to have a job and then solve a problem it created. Which also means that there was never a problem to begin with, because if we believe and accept that we are whole in our hearts and in our souls, then there really is no problem. How does that feel? There really is no problem. Because we are infinite. We are infinitely love and infinite safety and infinite acceptance and infinite joy and resilience and strength. And that is really, you know, I love that I'm reading. I love that I'm reading his book, because it's a great reminder, especially for me, and it's good, you know, recovery time material post-surgery for me. It's a fabulous reminder of, you know what, that's right, my brain is just creating these problems so it continues to have a job. Well, I'm ready to put my brain out on its keister and put it at work. So I am focusing on what is my deep down. What is my intuition, my internal GPS system, my higher self, coming from my heart, coming from my soul, and finding the answers to the questions that I have in that space. So I'd love if you could change your language about, maybe what might be stressing you out. Like reversing it, like I said. So rather than saying, I'm totally stressed out about going to work today, I don't want to go, I have a new coworker and she gets on my last nerve, but deep down I know it'll all work out. So switch it. Deep down I know everything's going to work out at my job. My mind is creating stress around that situation. But I already know I am whole and there's no problem to be fixed. So just some new ideas about what your deep down is, what your intuition is, and your higher self. I'll plug Kyle all day long. So I hope I screw this up. It's a fabulous book. And check him out. Go to one of his Evolving Out Loud events. He's just a really practical, and I think that's what I like about him most. He's a really no bullshit, no nonsense, like he's just going to tell you like it is, and he's going to interject some humor because we take ourselves way too seriously. So yeah, check him out and let's connect. Let's connect our deep downs and see what kind of a world we can come up with from that space. So have a really great day, afternoon, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you.